John Wick Chapter 2, directed by Chad Stahelski from the first movie, written by Derek Kolstad, also from the first movie. The returning cast includes Keanu Reeves, Ian McShane, Lance Reddick, and John Leguizamo. The new additional cast includes Ruby Rose, Lawrence Fishburne, and Common. John Wick Chapter 2 picks up immediately where the first movie left off, but in the starting of this movie, John Wick is visited by an old friend to do a favor, but at what cost? First and foremost, Keanu Reeves is in this movie, and a lot of people can say a lot of negative things about Keanu Reeves. They can say that, oh, Keanu Reeves is not really a good actor, his facial expressions aren't really always there, and so you can't really rely on Keanu Reeves to give a really good dramatic performance. But the man definitely knows action. He is made for action movies, and I can definitely say that Keanu Reeves and John Wick is a match made in movie heaven. Like, Keanu Reeves was born to play this character, John Wick. Like, everything Keanu Reeves does in this movie, from fighting to just him standing there being the boogeyman, is fantastic. So Keanu Reeves, he definitely sells this John Wick character. He is John Wick in this movie, and he's awesome. Ian McShane is in this movie. If you've seen the first John Wick movie, you know exactly what part he plays in this, and it doesn't get any bigger than that. Ian McShane did a good job. John Leguizamo is in this movie. Also, the same thing with Ian McShane. John Leguizamo, if you've seen the first John Wick movie, it's the same as in this, and it's no different, but it's John Leguizamo, and he's a good actor. There's a female named Ruby Rose in this movie, and she was badass. She was vicious. She was hard-hitting when she needed to be. I love the scenes back and forth between her and John Wick. It was really intense. She definitely sold her performance as her character, as just this assassin who has her eyes set on John Wick, and then Keanu Reeves, giving her that look back and that intensity. It's just like, yeah, they play well off each other, and Ruby Rose definitely held her ground with Keanu Reeves, and she did a really good job. I really liked her. Lawrence Fishburne is in this movie, and honestly, for me, I felt like he didn't really need to be in here. If you've seen the trailer for John Wick Chapter 2, it's spoiled. It's like, he didn't need to be in this movie. I think it was just a nostalgia moment of like, hey, it's Morpheus, hey, it's Neo, the reunion, and it's just like, it didn't really need to be in this movie. I think Lawrence Fishburne was completely wasted here. I didn't need him. He did a good job with his performance, though. It's Lawrence Fishburne, and he can do no wrong, even if he is completely underutilized. There is this guy in this movie. I can't pronounce his name, so I don't want to butcher it. I think it's Ricardo something. His character's name in this movie is Antonio something. I can't remember. He's the main villain that John Wick is going after here. And this guy, watching him on screen, he was really good. He was just really magnetic in this movie, like his swagger, the way he carried himself, just his overall persona, his presence. Just the way he acted was really good here. It's like he was a really good villain to go head-to-head with Keanu Reeves, John Wick in this movie. They really played really well off each other. I thought this guy really gave a phenomenal performance as the main villain. I haven't seen this guy in anything else, but watching him in this, I'm definitely interested to see what he'll do next.
Alright, so I forgot to talk about my man Common. Now, Common, he's in this movie, and if you remember him, he's that assassin from that Liam Neeson movie called Run On Night. He was great in that. And he plays a bodyguard in this movie, and he has a personal beef with Keanu Reeves' character in this movie, John Wick, and Common definitely holds his ground in this movie with Keanu Reeves. He does a really good job. His performance is magnetic, and Common, he's really getting up there as an actor, and I can't wait to see what he does next.
The directing in this movie, let me just say, Chad Stahelski directed this movie with perfection. Chad Stahelski directed this movie to perfection. Like, the fight choreography in this movie is amazing. It's so seamless. It's like when you see characters fight and punch each other, hit each other with objects, throw each other on the floor, do wrestling moves, arm bars, stuff like that. It looks completely real, and the movement is completely fluent, and the directing, the shots, the sequences feel so seamless. It feels like it's just one take, and the shots are so wide, so you get to see everything. You see the background, you see the movement of the characters, you see where their fist goes when they're going for the face shot or when they get hit in the neck. Then the sound effect comes in, and you hear the pop of the bone, and it feels so real that while you're watching it, you just jump and get taken back because it's just so hard hitting. The directing, I have not seen a action movie directed such as this in a long time. Like, I can't even remember the last time I saw an action movie as good as John Wick Chapter 2. I don't remember, seriously. Everything in this movie is fantastic. It invades your senses. This is one of the best action movies I've seen in a long time. It's like, when you're watching this, the visuals in this thing, the scenery, the background is just completely stylish. It's like, it's not too glossy, but it is extremely lavish. It's like these lavish sets, and then like the music kicks in, and the music is like an orgasm, and it gets your adrenaline pumping, and then you see the action take place, and the fighting is just so extremely well choreographed, and then the directing, the sequences feel so seamless, and it's just like, this is just a complete hijack of my senses, and I am just, my blood is pumping, and I'm just moving around in my seat, and I'm just extremely excited. This is a really good action movie for action junkies. If you really want to see some good action, you definitely need to check this thing out. John Wick Chapter 2 is just an extremely exciting, mindless, bloated, exaggerated action movie. The story isn't anything that is like, extremely drama heavy, or I will say this, that John Wick Chapter 2 definitely has a lot of tension in it. It definitely serves up on the tension. The tension in this movie, when you see certain characters facing off with John Wick, and they're in like these certain situations where it's like, okay, it's a life or death thing, and you're just like, what this character is after. You know why they want to kill John Wick, and then you know why John Wick wants to kill them, and there's just like this tension when they're eyeing each other. There are a lot of tense moments like that in this movie, and it just gets your blood boiling. You're just like, man, I want to see John Wick kick some ass, and then it's like something, it just stops, and then you're just like watching it, and you're just like, oh, just nail biting, like, oh, what's going to happen next? It is really, really good, and, like, the story is just completely simple. It's nothing that is like too heavy-handed. It's just like, if you've seen the first movie, you know what this is. You know what you're getting prepared for. You know what you're watching. You know what you're getting into. You have Chad Stahelski, who is a former stunt performer, directing this movie. And you put that together, you have this movie. To me, John Wick Chapter 2 kind of feels like a video game. You could say that John Wick Chapter 2 is one of the best video game movies never made. Because it's like this. When you watch this movie, it's like playing a video game. You have your characters start off on like one level, you kill a bunch of goons, then you reach the boss level, and it's hard, you fight the boss, and then you move on. You fight in another level, and you fight and shoot the goons, and then you reach the next boss, and then on to the next level. That's what this feels like. It does seem a bit repetitive because it kind of does follow that formula where it's like you kill a bunch of goons to get to the boss, and then you get to the boss, you fight the boss, and then you move on to the next level, kill all these goons, reach the next boss, beat that boss. But like I said, with the directing, with the music, with the visuals, with the fight choreography, with just the shots feel so seamless. I love it. I love it. It's just this movie is so well polished. That's what makes this so fun. It's because it's like you feel like you are in the action. You are watching this thing take place, and it's just extremely adrenaline pumping, and this is so exciting. Chad Stahelski did a fantastic job with the directing in this movie. John Wick Chapter 2, I love this movie. This is a phenomenal movie. Like I said, if you love movies that have extremely well polished action, fight choreography that is just insanely intense and it feels real and it's just completely hard hitting and heavy handed, and you like action movies that are extremely seamless, that feel seamless and are just really polished. Like the directing is wide shots. You see everything that's going on. When you see people fall down, you feel that. The sound effects in this movie is great. The visuals, things you look at, it's lavish. It feels great. To me, you could say this movie, John Wick Chapter 2, feels like a little movie called Scott Pilgrim versus the World, but it's toned down a little bit. Like Scott Pilgrim versus the World is a video game movie, and like I said with this, it's like you go through one level, you kill the goons, you fight the goons, and then you move on to the boss level. That's what this is like, but if it was just extremely violent and it wasn't as arcade-like. That's what John Wick Chapter 2 is, in my opinion. The thing that I found myself thinking about watching this movie was that, okay, if I was a person who didn't like gratuitous violence and an action movie that I know is exaggerated and dumb, but extremely fun because of the choreography, the directing, the music, and the visuals, I wouldn't enjoy this thing. Because there is scenes in this movie where you will see like just some goon, just some disposable body get shot 3 or 4 times in the chest, then get shot in the face with a shotgun, 9mm, stuff like that, and you see it clear as day. Like that person is like, they're not dead in real life, but as far as in the movie goes, it's like that person is dead, and so it feels so real. And then it's like, I ask myself, why do I like watching stuff like that? To me, it's like listening to your favorite song, whatever that may be. You put in your headphones and you feel this emotion. You feel like just this happy, electric emotion inside of your body. You feel like this energy, this emotional energy, and you're just like dancing to the music, and you're just like, oh, this is getting me going. This is getting my blood flowing. That's what this action movie does for me. It's like I'm watching it. It's getting my blood flow. It's getting my blood flowing. I'm super excited. I'm engaged. My eyes are glued to the screen. I care about the John Wick character and what he's going through and getting to the different levels and then to the boss. I even had a couple of moments where I was also caring about the villain that was taking on John Wick. The different mini villains that were taking on John Wick I cared about. Even the main villain in this movie, there's a little sequence in this movie where I'm just like, oh yeah, this is extremely tense, and I understand the parties on both sides. So yeah, you have that little bit of connection. Then you have what the directing, the music, the choreography, the action contributing it with that. It's fantastic. I love it. It's just fun. It's so fun. I love it. This movie is great. Could have shaved at least 15 minutes off this movie, because to me it's like it was perfectly condensed within like the first hour and a half or so, because it's like it picks up where the first movie left off, then it goes and switches gears into this new thing for the second movie, and it goes on and on and on. Then you see what happens and it's like, okay, cool. Then there's like this other thing that comes into the movie where at that point I was like, okay, that just seems a little like unnecessary and it's too much, and now you're just kind of like repeating yourself. And so I felt like, all right, they could have cut at least 15 minutes of the movie out, took a little bit of the ending and put it in there. I feel like they could have changed the ending up a little bit. I kind of didn't like the way it ended, even though it still pretty much was intense, but they could have cut the ending a little bit, cut a little sequence out in the movie, and then maybe take the character out of there, and then like put the ending, put that together with the last hour and a half, and just have one cohesive, fun movie. But there was a certain character in the movie, and then there was a certain sequence in the movie that I felt like didn't need to be there, and you could have just shaved off at least 15 minutes and made this just a little shorter, but I still had fun with it. I just want to be able to sit in the theater, watch a movie, and have fun with it, and have my adrenaline pumping, and just be extremely excited. And I could say with this, I had all of that times 10. Like, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Please, please, please let me be done with this. I will kill you.